Hello my friends, it's Lesko here again from the forest, and today I got another knife review for you. Today I will be reviewing a small knife but with a big history. Tonight we will be reviewing the Douk Douk, the small Douk Douk in carbon steel, French knife. This is a really simple, elegant yet effective knife, and I like this knife for so many reasons, and we will get to this during review. But first, some specs. The blade length is 75 millimeters and the actual cutting edge is 67 millimeters. The blade thickness is 27 millimeters, but with perfect distal taper to the ultra fine tip. Never seen a tip on a knife like this, super ultra thin, and it's a partial, like little bit of hollow but mostly flat grind, and it's brought to a super thin edge. Guys, I wish all knives will be brought to the super thin edge like this. That will be great. Even let's say 3.5 or 4 millimeter thick stock blades can be brought to thin edge when you will do a good angle then for use, so it won't chip, but it will still cut perfectly. But anyway, let's go to the specs. I already told about the blade. The blade is made from C70 or C75 carbon steel, which is a simple carbon steel, and this one is hardened only to 52 Rockwell. And the reason behind that is that you can sharpen this knife on a ceramic cup, you know, on the bottom of the ceramic cup, and it's an easy to sharpen this little guy. When I received it, it was dull, it was totally dull, but you know, after let's say 5 minutes of sharpening, it shaves hair really effortlessly. And it also needed just a little reprofiling, and it wasn't a problem. Let's be honest, this is actually a cheap knife. I bought it for, I think it was around 17 euros. You can even get it for less, but I want it from a reputable seller, so that's why I ordered this knife for that price. The handle length is 87 millimeters. I have medium sized hands and I can get 4-finger grip, and yeah, it's nicely contoured. It's just a folded sheet metal, as you can see. Super primitive construction, but it fits nicely for small cutting tasks. It's like a substitute of Swiss Army knife, but in a more, let's say, colonialist way, you know, like from the old age, because this knife has a great history, and that's part of reasoning why I bought this knife. The great history behind it and the great tale that's following path of this knife, you know, like there was a French guy who made this as a cheapo knife for the Melanesian market, but he didn't know anything about Melanesia, and he put this little character on the blade, on the handle, and the disaster was waiting, because this was something like a god of destruction and everything the Melanesian people were afraid of, and nobody wanted this knife, so he was at the brink of bankruptcy, and it looked really bad for him. But after that, there was a chance to sell this knife on the North African markets, where Douk Douk is a slang word for a knife, and this didn't have any meaning for them, so it was an instant success, and the knife was selling really well, and he made a fortune. But then there was a revolution in Algeria, I think, and this knife was used by the rebels and all kind of guys, and it was used for cutting noses and killing each other, so it was banned. But after that, it was again made in France, and it was a knife for the French Foreign Legion. You know, this is such a great story. You can look it for your own on the internet or in the literature, and I think that you will be impressed how much history is behind this little knife. Really impressive, don't you think? Okay, but let's continue with the specs, because I'm talking too much about things that are not related directly to the knife review. The weight on this knife is only 37 grams, so it's super light and it's super compact. As you can see, this is really slim, really sleek, but attractive looking. The locking mechanism, it's a slip joint. I have a soft spot for slip joints. Maybe it's due to my childhood when I was a little kid and I received my first Swiss Army knife, and the knives of our grandfathers were mostly slip joints and fixed blades. I really love slip joints, and let's be honest, guys, this is a really strong slip joint. It's got two positions, this right angle, and then it closes, and the power of the spring, this is a really strong slip joint, which I really like. It will give you a nice kick when opening. But it's a no problem. It's a pinned construction. You can see the pin in here, and also this lanyard loop is pinned. Probably it's lanyard loop, and it will look logical. If you want to have more reach, then you can add some lanyard there. Some of my friends thought that it was meant as a lock so you won't accidentally open the blade, but I don't think it will ever happen, because like I said, the spring is super strong. This is, like I said, this is the carbon steel version with a blackened handle. You can also have silver handles, and you can also buy this knife in inox blade, which means stainless. But I was looking for a really traditional one, so that's why I bought the carbon steel one. I also really like carbon steel. The ease of sharpening and the level of initial sharpness that you can reach with carbon steels is just simply amazing. Simply amazing. Also, the blade, I really like that it's this scimitar style of blade with, I'm not quite sure if this is edged, but it's probably edged. Douk Douk, France, and nothing in there. This is really sterile. It adds style to the knife, you know. When you see this, you will realize this is the old world charm. This is really old school, but it's really great. I tried some light cutting, you know, fruit and food and a little bit of softwood and stuff like that, papers, and it was really great. And when you got this in a packet, you don't even know it's there. So, but it's always there for you, and everyone who see this knife is impressed, because they say, oh, this is such a really nice knife. Let me see it. Because most people, they are not knife related, never seen a knife like this, or didn't even know that knife like this could be made so cheaply, so effectively, so simple, yet so elegant and great looking, charming little knife. Yeah, I think the ergos are just fine. Okay, when you do some hard cutting, you will definitely feel it in your fingers, that metal touching your skin, but for normal cutting, It's perfect. You can also use this as a thumb rest, which is really great for super control, let's say during skinning or fine intricate cutting tasks. And the tip, this upswept tip, looks gorgeous. You know, let's say the blade profile is quite aggressive, but nobody will find it aggressive when you will pull it out, because I don't think it looks menacing. I think it looks just really cute. That's what I think. It looks really cute, and it can be your perfect friend for urban EDC, or just plain small EDC when you are concerning about how compact, how light, how packetable the knife is. This is the perfect example of how to do it, and it's a perfect example for several decades, so proves something. I think that the fit and finish is great. Yeah, you got those grind marks which are not super even, or yes, you got these rough areas from the stamping, and yes, you got these not so perfect grind marks on the spine, but overall I think it really this knife, and for the price I think you will be happy. I think everyone should try this knife. If you already tried Swiss Army knife, you should try Higonokami, you should try this one, you should try Mercator, and all kinds of really nice pocketable slip joints. Okay guys, so this was my review of the Douk Douk carbon steel slip joint folder from French Republic. And hope you liked my review. If you please press the like button or subscribe to my channel. I will be reviewing new videos in a short time. So see you soon. Have a great day. Bye bye. Ahoy.